Welcome to the channel today. Today we're going to be planting a blueberry bush, and we planted 3 of them, 10 days ago, and they're already blooming out, looking good. They're all rabbiteye blueberries. If you're going to get a variety or a type of blueberry, you want to get all the same type. If you're north of I-10, you're best off to get rabbiteye blueberries. If you're south of I-10, you're best off to go southern high bush, and that's for your southern part, southern gardeners here in Texas. And we're in zone 9A, and basically we made a raised bed. We put in landscape mix. We did put in some more peat moss, and to try to acidify the soil, though this is probably already acidic soil anyway, knowing the area and things. Didn't do a soils test, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'm also going to be fertilizing some with ammonium sulfate, about this much for the whole bed, not a whole lot. That'll help lower the pH a little bit. Now, if you have high pH or anything 7 and above, alkaline soils, it's really hard to ever lower your pH. So, you almost recommend putting them in pots or something of that nature, because there's buffering agents within the soil that when you try to lower the pH, you'll go down for just a little bit and then go right back up to where it was before. And until you burn up all those buffering agents, it's going to stay at the pH. Like if it's 7.2, it's going to stay at 7.2 until you burn off all those buffering agents, and then you'll start lowering it. But it's always going to want to tend to go back up to where it was. So you're always going to be fighting that. But we're in, a very acidic part of East Texas, Southeast Texas. That does change in Southeast Texas, but anyway. So let's get to planting it. Now, Stevens, you come over here. And this one here is called Climax. They're all 4 different varieties. One's Brightwell, the other one is Premier, and the other one is Tiff Blue. And we need to turn this upside down. Okay. And then we're going to try to. Okay, you take the pot off. There we go. There's no real circling roots, so we don't have to worry about that. We just plant this thing as is. And that's a little deep. So what we'll do is bring it back up. Add a little soil to it. And plant it again. And that'll probably be okay. And you just kind of pile the dirt up around it. Mix it in well. Try to get as much of this grass as you can. You'll be fighting it later if you don't. It's not Bermuda grass, so it's not as bad. Because Bermuda grass is a real pain to work with. And then we're going to add a little bit of pine bark mulch to it. People say pine bark mulch will help lower the pH. It's not really true. But if you want to believe it, that's fine. It's not going to really raise it. It's not going to have much effect at all. The pine, and I guess to explain it, so I just won't say just believe me, the pine needles do have a slightly acidic effect, but once they dry out, they return. Most compost is about 7.0, but it's not, it does have buffering agents, so it doesn't have much. And we're going to add this here in before we put the mulch on it. This will help add fertility we need. We did a good job of making a home for a fire ant nest. Try to keep it off the leaves. You don't want to put very much. I think I'm going a little excessive, but I do want to make sure the pH is okay. And I'm kind of staying away from the bulb because you don't want to burn the roots. And what happens if you put these, if I was to put it in the hole with it, and those are actually burned, the root hairs on it, so you kind of want to keep it away from the roots. It's going to break down enough It's not going to be a problem. And kind of with any fertilizer, we want to make sure it doesn't evaporate back into the atmosphere. You can do that one of two ways. One way is to water it in good. Half inch of water or half inch rain is supposed to be able to get it into the soil, keep it from volatilizing out. The other way is you can cover it up. So we're going to cover it up. Just on pine bark mulch. And Stephen, if you'll get another one out, put one there and there. I think that'll be enough. And again, this is to keep the weeds down and also give it some fertility. And I say that. You can dump it out, son. Now, one thing I'm going to do, I may do it off camera, we are going to water this in, get rid of any of the air holes that's in it, so they won't be, you know, if you have an air hole, it's going to burn the roots on it. Son, use your pocket knife. Dump it right in the middle. And start spreading it out. Now, one thing you do is we did water these in the other day. Still got moisture, so you probably watered in since then. Okay. Cover that up. Almost got into the fire ants. Now, some people will say, take these blooms off. You don't want to stress the tree. You want it to grow. Blah, 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 blah. I kind of like getting the fruit off of them. So, did you get the fire ants?
I don't know. I felt pain.
It can work on you. Right by that highway, you don't want to get fire ants in your pants because you can't take your pants off. Did that one time when I was in the church parking lot, and I was working on my car. Big 6-lane highway outside the parking lot. Back when I was 25, 26 years old. Got in the fire ants. It'll test your modesty. I did get back into church in time, but it hurt. Anyway, that's how you do it. If you have any questions, put down in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.